Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, back with my special guest, writer and director Jack Garfein. Welcome, Jack.
Well, thank you. I'm honored.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Now, our next film is one that Jack directed called Something Wild. He made it in 1961. It stars Carol Baker and Ralph Meeker. Now, this again is another film that you directed that was, I remember, a great impact at the time. Wonderful movie, but it didn't do a lot of business. And now it's the second film you directed and the last film you directed. Yeah. Was that experience with The Strange One, did that kind of make your name not so acceptable in the Hollywood group? Because they all kind of stick together, right?
Yeah. At first I went to MGM, and of course MGM wanted to conventionalize the story,
right,
where the girl goes to a priest and the priest straightens her out, and then she goes and marries a guy, you know.
But this is a story about a rape and a lot of things weren't talked about a lot on film at that time.
Exactly. So I went to United Artists, and they gave me a budget of $500,000, which is very, very low for even in those days,
right,
you know. And I said, okay, so I literally gave up my salary in order to do the film. I didn't quite know, Robert, why I was doing the film. I just was impelled to do it. I didn't really see it, understand it in terms. I knew I fought for it and wouldn't compromise, you know, in doing it. When United Artists saw the finished film, they felt that you know, audiences were not interested in it, and they threw it away practically. Or they started, they opened it in a special theater in New York, and when it didn't do any business, they saw it. In Europe, the British, my God, they really saw the movie, and Sweden compared me to Bergman in terms of the film, you know. So the question was always, you know, what happened? And because also as a director, you feel if something doesn't work, even though there are people, as you said, feel it's great, it's wonderful, you say, oh yeah, well, these are intellectuals, they're particularly sensitive, but I don't have the public that's really responding. And I thought to myself, my God, you know, as a director, something I didn't work. Like, there should have been laughs in the scene where he feeds her for the first time. There were no laughs sometimes when I saw the movie. I suddenly, it took almost a half a century for me to suddenly realize what the film was touching in my own life. The Film Forum gave me a tribute, and the critic Foster Hirsch introduced the film. There was no applause for a few minutes. Then they applauded, and they went out like that. I was walking down the street. Foster was behind me. Well, Jack, how does it feel after 50 years for the audience to see your movie? I turned around and I said, okay, Foster, tell me, what is it? What happened? What happened, Jack? 9/11 is what happened, you know. People are able to grab, and so that I realized that it wasn't the money. It was too much after the war for me to go and talk about it. What Foster said, that somehow something happened in America, confronted with that directly, which I didn't even realize, to the point where I had to run to an analyst because I was in a state of, you can imagine, my family I'm the only survivor of my immediate family. I run to an analyst, you know, and the analyst said to me, well, you know, Jack, artists create out of the subconscious, which of course is exactly what I believe in. And you did that, you fought for it, even though you didn't understand it, you know, but others did, like in Europe. And a funny story, Otto Preminger, when he saw the movie, called me up and said, Jack, I just saw your movie, Something Wild. Yes? Well, Jack, You should have shot it in a foreign language with English subtitles.
Well, let's see the film.
Okay.
Here it is. With the cast, it also includes Gene Stapleton, Martin Koslick, and Doris Roberts. And I have to say that you were directing your wife, Carol Baker.
Yes,
in
yes,
this
and we
film.
were married at the time.
Yes, indeed. She gives a wonderful performance. Yes, indeed. From 1961, Something Wild.